Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to teach you a simple prompt on ChatGPT to help you make simple vector images that you can laser engrave on just about anything. So if you've been struggling with design blockage or finding the image that you'll need for a specific product, then hopefully this video can help you learn how to use ChatGPT efficiently. So in the description of this video, I'm going to leave this full prompt, and then you can copy and paste it into your ChatGPT. You'll notice that in my prompt I've put create a vector design suitable for a laser engraving. There should be no shading and lines, and the lines and details should be sharp black on a plain white background. That's really important, and the reason for that is if you tell it, say, I want to make a design on a slate coaster, it'll give you a mock-up of a design on a slate coaster. It's very literal. So you need to really be specific in your prompt. So even to the point, say you wanted a deer on the right hand side and a Highland cow on the left hand side, if you tell it that, it will put them there. So yeah, you need to be really specific, and using the create a vector design suitable for laser engraving at the very start of your prompt really does help get what you're looking for, basically. Obviously, if you're wanting a grayscale image, then I'll talk about that in another video. But for this simple engraving, nice clean contrast between your product and the engraving itself, this is the type of design prompt that you want to be using. So once you've wrote your prompt out, or you've edited this prompt to suit your needs, then it's just a case of hitting that black circle with the arrow in it, and then that'll send the prompt to ChatGPT. If you're using the free version, you only get a limited number of prompts or image creations a day. So what I do to circumnavigate that is I think I've got 3 accounts now. So if I'm working on videos, etc., I can quite easily rattle through my free quota for the day. So I've got a couple of accounts to make that slightly easier. I'm not saying that you should do that, but you can do that. So now that we've got that design, what we want to do is we want to click on it, and then you should be able to download it there at the top here, and then you've got that. Then you open it up into Inkscape or the program that you use, but I'm going to use Inkscape for this tutorial. So I'm just going to quickly open that for you. So now that we've got it in Inkscape, what we're going to do is we're going to change it from a PNG, which is currently just now, to a bitmap. So we'll go up to here. So if it's not open up here, what you want to do is you want to go to path and then open trace bitmap, but I've already got open here. So I'm just going to click on it across here, this little green one. And you can see we've got a little preview window, which is brilliant. You can play about with the threshold, and it just depends on how you want it, but you play it about with it a few times and see what you think. You can also invert the image so it's black and white, which would be handy for slate engravings, but I'll show you another trick to do that in a second. So we'll turn off that, and I'm just going to reset that to about 5-ish, and then hit apply. So now you can see we have the PNG there on the right and the bitmap here. This is the one we want. And now that we've done that, I'm going to delete that comma because we don't need that. So we'll just get rid of the PNG because we don't need that. Click there. I'm just drawing a little box around the nodes there and pressing delete on the keyboard to get rid of that. So now that we've got that, that would be an ideal engraving if it was going on wood. If you want to put this onto slate though, there is a simple trick that we can do to make that easier. And what that is we need to go to path, we need to select it first, go to path, and then linked offset. What that'll do is it'll create this little node here, and that's going to draw a boundary box around everything that's on the screen. So we just drag that out. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to see properly, so what we can do is go to stroke and fill, turn off the fill, turn on the stroke, and you can see where it is set. all around. Maybe adjust it a little bit, see how close we can bring it in without it being loads of separate pieces. A little bit more than that. Yeah, we'll go with that. So now that we've got that, we want to go up to path, object to path, and then from there we need to go to path and break apart. What that does is it separates all the different node systems in there. You can see there's little boundary boxes all around everything. What we want though is we want this one, which is the outside edge, and then the main design itself. So pressing shift, we select the outside box and then the van life one, and then control X, and we can then paste that in, control V there, and then that means we can get rid of all this, which we don't need. Now that we've done that, we'll zoom back in so you can see it a bit better. And then what I do is I choose a grey colour, and then I select both of those. Control A on the keyboard is select all, and then what we need to do is press Control and the minus button, and then that inverts it. So then we can turn off the stroke here, and you can see it looks pretty nice. So to show you what this would look like on slate, what I'm going to do is change the colour to a light colour, and then draw a box around it basically. Change that to a dark colour, page down, and then you can see how it would look on slate. I think you probably agree. Well, we can show you what it looks like without that. So I'm just going to bring in the other design without the boundary box, like the inversion, and let you see. So now that I've brought that original design in, you can see the difference between the two. So this one definitely would suit quite nicely on wood. So if it was, say, the background was like a light brown, and then this was a black. Nope, help if I selected the right bit. And then this one was black. You can see that looks nice. But for slate, this is the better way to do it. So like I say, that prompt that I put into ChatGPT earlier, this one here, you can go ahead and change that. So let's show you. So all this section here can be changed to suit whatever you want. So for example, on this prompt, I've changed it to an image of a dinosaur chasing a UK rally car on a NASCAR racetrack. I did have to jump into my other account because I'd used up my free quota for the day. So that goes back to what I was saying earlier. But yeah, you just hit send when you're ready, and it does its wee thing in the background. As ridiculous as that looks, I think you can see it's really followed the prompt to the letter. We've got Mr. T-Rex chasing a nice Ford, it's either Fiesta or Focus, one of the two, around a NASCAR track. So you can really get creative with this, and you can create as much as you want or as little as you want. You could just have the dinosaur on its own, you could have just a rally car. So what we'll do is we'll jump onto the laser. I'm going to engrave these two designs on a piece of wood and a piece of slate just to see how they look. And yeah, hopefully this video's been helpful. Stick around to the end to see the final product. So while this stuff's engraving, I thought I would take the time to tell you that I am sponsored by Aeon Laser, and if you're interested in buying a laser yourself, one of the fantastic Aeon Laser machines, I do have links in my description, or you can check out my brand new website and find out all about them there. I do have a 5% discount code as well available. If you're in the UK, you can use that at checkout. The code is MORI. And if you're outside the UK, I have a direct email address via my website that you can contact Serena and arrange a purchase from there. Now that we've got these lasered out, let's take a closer look. So you can really see why we went ahead and added that border background to invert that engraving. It really looks quite smart. I love the way it just the contrast pops against the slate. It looks awesome. And then again for the wood, that first initial design works really well in wood. Yeah, so you can see why I've done what I've done in this video. Hopefully this has been helpful and you've learnt something new, and you're going to be able to go forward and create your own AI stuff in ChatGPT. Yes, there's a lot of AI backlash at the moment, but it is another tool that we can use to our disposal. Like I say, I hope you've found this video helpful, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers, bye.